Some people, you would never know they're homeless. If people looked at me and my kids, they would have never have known that we were living out of bags or, they didn't have nowhere to go. You just wouldn't know. Fun fact, I hid my pregnancy. Nobody knew about him until he was born the same day. My mom really took care of my son the first year, and then she passed away. When I left the house I grew up in, Nazia was 4 years old. In the last 13 years, my family and I stayed in more than 15 shelters.
Homelessness is a cycle. Many times, families enter back into the system because of a lack of skill, a lack of education, barriers that were not addressed when they were once in the shelter system.
I was in one shelter for a month before I did grocery shopping. The day I did grocery shopping, they came 8 o'clock at night. It was like, you gotta be out by 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the first night I cried like a baby, cried. When you're in the shelter system, they can never become stable. Out there wasn't no programs, no after school. I'm like, they need things to do. The last shelter was where I received the application for semi-perm.
Settlement Housing Fund creates and manages different housing models so that families can transition from one point to the next and ultimately having a permanent place to stay.
23 apartments, so that's 23 women and everyone's children. It's like one big family. I would go downstairs to the woman under me. I could borrow something from her, like a pack of Sasson I would get from her. You felt safe, it's home. Nazia changed drastically when we moved to semi-perm. He got into ballroom dancing, then he got tall, and then he's basketball now. When I moved into semi-perm, I did not pay my rent. The people came with the eviction notice. Reality set in. I started paying my bills, caught up on the rent. They tell you at semi-perm, this is where you make your mistakes before you move out on your own. And I made my mistakes there. At semi-perm, they had an intern. She taught us about how to find the job you want. Finally, I'm like, I would love to go to cooking school. And she's like, so let's find one. Like they do on the cooking shows, they give you a basket. I'm gonna make something out of that basket. Right now, I'm working at Madison Square Garden with food. It's like a burger and fry spot. I like it. Here you go. Thanks. They called me down one day. They had an apartment. When I saw this apartment, it was like, wow. And to know it was permanent was like, wow. I've worked with a lot of people who've lived in their apartments 40 years, 50 years, I think I want to be like that.
The unique thing about Settlement Housing Fund is our ability to really restore communities and provide services that perhaps were not there. Case in point, the Mount Eden section of the Bronx, we've really helped change the community with affordable housing and quality schools in the neighborhood and programming for the community. New York can be a better place. The face of homelessness has changed. Regular working families who are just trying to make ends meet. Anyone can end up homeless.
I was coming home and this man was on the corner right here. He was like, Miss, you got change? I'm trying to get me a sandwich. Then I thought about it, I'm like, we got food in the fridge that they're not eating. So I came upstairs, whipped the plate up, right? Put it in the microwave, made it real hot. Next week, I'm gonna start cooking for him. At least try to feed him twice a week. And I'm gonna adopt him and just focus on him. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be mine. If everybody took one person, could you imagine? Like, if everybody just took one person, how different it would be?